basically switching characters every single set, but it looks like he's going to be Hattori. This has been the thing like all the Bodvar mains have been switching to, is this Hattori.
Definitely noticed it, especially in regions like North America where the Bodvar was really common. We're now seeing them switch over to this Hattori because the Spear is just that strong. The Spear is that weapon where it's like, okay, heavy reads, heavy damage combos, good KO potential. A lot going for this weapon right now, especially in the meta. So you see a lot of those Bodvar players switch onto the Hattori. We're talking about Java. We're talking even the Gauntlet players, some of them like Megdi is now on Hattori. So seeing Kylar Alice move over to this pick after saying, I'm no longer playing the hammer, not too surprising. Asmodie on the other hand, she's on that Moonin pick, and this is a pick that we also know is very strong, but we're not seeing as many people pull out, so it's exciting to see what they can do with it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Asmodie is kind of known for having the vector, so we'll have that carryover on the bow. Kylar Alice able to pick up that first KO with that spear side signature, but kind of like to your point, we haven't seen that many Moonins come out. Like a lot of people thought Moonin was really strong when she was first released, but still haven't seen too many in the competitive scene.
Well, right now, Kylar does have a good lead for himself there. He's racking up a couple more hits on the stock as Asmodie goes for that edge guard on bow, but doesn't find it. He's going to pick up the Scythe here, and we haven't really seen any too big of Scythe plays here. The Sidelight Sarah is going to send Kylar to the left side, but it's not going to KO just yet, and at this point, you really do need that KO because Kylar, he's already lapped the damage almost.
Yeah, and this is coming in on that Hattori, not really known for being like a high-strength character or anything like that. Generally, like you're looking at relatively low strength and defense, but good avoidance from Asmodie. Not going to get caught by that neutral signature. Still, like you said, needs to finish off the stock and will with a nair.
What Hattori does lose in strength, though, they make up in other areas. That speed and dexterity is really showing effect here as Kylar just kind of runs around the map, getting those quick follow-ups, those quick 1-2 combos, sending up with the recovery. Not going to find the KO just yet, though, and the side stick is going to do it on the left side, though.
Yeah, 2 KOs so far with that spear side signature. Maybe that's the big thing that Kylar's looking for his finishers. He's got, of course, sword downlight recovery. Every sword player knows that, but also has that spear side stick.
Asmodie's going to need a lot here to bring this one back. Being down this high of a margin is not unbelievable for Scythe, as they do have those big strings, those big edge guard plays, especially with bow on the other weapon, right? Anytime Asmodie takes Kylar off stage, it could be a full stock taken away. But right now, Kylar is still just kind of playing that center stage game, trying to trade back hits for hits. And trading back right now is really good for Kylar because he's up a full stock.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Asmodie's looking a little bit better with that bow, starting to find a little bit more momentum, getting like 3-4 hit strings. But at the same time, like you said, like the Scythe is that big powerhouse potential, and haven't seen that come out from Asmodie just yet. Down sig, still not enough.
Goes for the recovery. That's going to miss too, but trades it off with the down sig. Not going to hit, but not going to go punish just yet. Switches back to the bow, sends up with the nair, not going to KO just yet. Even though this map does have a surprisingly low ceiling, second nair is going to do it just because of that ceiling there. And Asmodie has brought this back a kind of surprising manner. Not quite yet even as they are in the yellow of this stock, closer to the orange, and Kylar is left disarmed, so maybe there is more work to be done. Down like ground pound is going to be a clap back on that wake up.
Yo, the weapon denial coming out from Asmodie's working out real well. Does pick up the dodge read, but couldn't get too much more. But still, Asmodie building up the damage, and Kylar didn't want that weapon. He was like right on top of it.
Kylar choosing to play some unarmed here. The GC downlight's not going to connect, and downlight nair is going to be punished for that lack of dodge across the map. Kylar has lost a lot of his footing here. Seeing as he was up an entire stock, Asmodie bringing this back to this extent is really impressive.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of ego coming out from Kylar Alice, giving some room for Asmodie to come back into this, but now Kylar Alice onto his sword. Still needs a little more before he can go for that downlight recovery to KO, but the recovery from Asmodie, and Asmodie takes game number 1.
Yeah, that was some surprising manner there. I didn't get to see the damage, but it looked like 600 something came out there from Asmodie and put Kylar into the dirt.
I believe, yep, 637 to 530 coming out from Asmodie. So putting out a lot of damage. Technically inefficient, right? That's like 213 roughly per stock.
Looked like a lot of it was on that first stock, though, where she couldn't get that KO off. And after that, it looked like a lot better damage spread going through all around. Going into the next game, though, they are on the exact same picks. This time the map is going to switch up from Spirit Temple to Apocalypse. So that high ceiling is going to be completely flipped over. It is now a very much higher ceiling.
Well, we'll see if Asmodie struggles again to get the KOs here onto Apocalypse. Back on the bow. The bow worked really well for Asmodie in game number 1.
Double sidelight leads into an edge guard, but Kylar does find his way back onto stage. Now, if only he could find some hits. He's been getting knocked around a lot here with these stairs. Another one's going for the edge guard. GC sidelight's going to catch him out. He does make it back with a dodge.
The sweat beads were out. Kylar Alice was running out of movement options, but had just enough to get past Asmodie. A great dodge, but Kylar Alice took so much damage in the offstage engagements. Asmodie looking so much better here in game number 2.
Kylar Alice with a downlight dare combo there, and the nairs are juggling Asmodie. The damage is getting relatively even for all things considered on that first stock there, so Kylar, he's not going to be too upset with losing the stock here. GC Silight's going to add up a bit more damage, but Asmodie claps back because of the lack of dodge.
Oh, the spacing, but he couldn't punish the D-Light. Asmodie still maintaining control here. The weapon toss, pick up, recovery.
Nice little cheeky movement there. I don't know if I would call that intentional, but it did look very nice. Asmodie now in the lead in this game here. Kylar with a sidelight into the side sig. Not going to KO just yet. That is the low force of Hattori on such a huge map.
Yeah, you're seeing like Kylar Alice took 2 stocks in the last game with those spear side sigs. Now he's the one struggling to finish off the stocks of Asmodie. Asmodie building up more damage. The extra credit is there, and the stock might be gone soon. Yes, yep. Asmodie gets another.
Kylar almost making it back, but just not enough. Asmodie must have known that the way she was changing those weapons at the center of the map there. Kylar back at it. He picks up another sword, but he is so far behind. He's going to need this KO fast, and it's not looking like it's coming easy.
Ooh, surprised that Sair hit there for Kylar Alice. He doesn't get the pickup. He doesn't hit the jump for the side air, so the stock still survives for Asmodie. Finally, Kylar Alice denies the 3 stock.
Maybe Kylar can pull what we saw last game on from Asmodie's side. Maybe he can go for that reverse 3-stock play here. Side air into the end light is going to be the first bit of damage, but it gets clapped back almost immediately, and a GC down sig is going to completely close off any chance of winning Kylar had there. And we saw much more efficient stocks from her this game.
Yeah, and that's what you love to see coming out from the Moonins out there. That's definitely a favorite of the Moonins. 546 damage put out, 260 taken. Kylar Alice was struggling in game number 2, and now Kylar Alice, he has to win 3 in a row. Otherwise, he is going down to the elimination side of the bracket.
Is this our first time seeing this like stat tracker on top of the replay?
Yo, it's pretty though,
good.
right?
It looks really nice.
All right, well, we are seeing a character swap come out from Kylar Alice. He is over to the Asuri.
Asuri. It's looking really. I like the setup. It looks good. The Halloween theme. It's getting spooky out here. The exclusive Halloween Asuri setup. Going into it, we do give up the spear for the guitars here, which is kind of surprising, but maybe it's a matchup that he prefers into the bow and the scythe.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, again, he was finishing off a lot of stocks with that spear side signature, but I guess maybe didn't feel it in game number 2. He was definitely struggling to find any momentum with that spear now. He's stuck on the sword against Asmodie. You're seeing him play a little bit safer. He's not going full board towards Asmodie.
It's an interesting swap, though, because we do kind of see he's still going to be on that sword gameplay, which is what majority of the time we did see, right? We saw him going to the spear for the KOs for the later in the stock initiations, but throughout most of the stock, his damage was coming from sword. So if it's going to remain the same here, you're kind of wondering, okay, what is the Qatar's use is going to be? And I'm excited to see it. So we do see him pick up the pair for the first time here, but Asmodie is still getting those nice interactions with the double end lights and the reads.
Ooh.
GC side six going to be punished by a ground pound, and Kylar Alice does walk away with the first stock.
That was so, like, future sight. He just jumped over there, dash jump into the ground pound as Asmodie goes for a gravity cancel. Kylar Alice knew 100%, and of course, he's going to be sticking with the guitars. This is usually... Oh, that almost caught him. That did.
Nice down sig read. Sticks to the scythe here on the cleanup, even stocks damage-wise. Kylar back with the guitars, gets the sidelight. Doesn't find much more than that because of the offstage.
He's chilling on that right side wall. Not rushing, getting back onto the stage. Gets a nice 3-piece as he comes back up. Gets a little more, too.
Asmodie slightly behind in damage here. Double downlight read is going to go into the nair.
Yo, the downlight beating out the dare from Asmodie. Damage advantage to Kylar Alice. Can't quite finish yet with the downlight recovery, but Asmodie catches the dodge of Kylar Alice.
Asmodie has been so on point with these endlight reads. It feels like every single time Kylar just gets hit, it's like 1 or 2 endlights coming off of Asmodie's scythe there. It's doing a lot of damage onto Kylar here, but as we talk about damage, Asmodie is very damaged on this stock. Sider is going to send her far, but she is going to make it back easily.
The down sigs coming out from Asmodie. We talked about this last week with the like 2-sided sigs being so effective. Kylar Alice, though, needs to find a way to finish this stock because Asmodie is bringing this one back. The Sair not... Oh, okay, it is enough.
Yep, that surprisingly big map and Sword Sair not having the highest force of KO moves, but it is going to work out for Kylar there. Asmodie now looking for a weapon is going to pick up the scythe. Gets the down air. Goes for an end light off stage. Not really the most orthodox of killing options there, but it's okay.
Taking a page out of the Japan book, right? But the signature from Asmodie will finish off that stock of Kylar Alice. This is potentially Kylar Alice's upper bracket stock. If he does not win here, Asmodie is going to knock Kylar into the elimination bracket.
Nice little 3-piece to open it up with. Gets another nair, but Kylar, he doesn't want to go for the weapon just yet. Got to keep your opponent on their toes. Don't want to be too obvious with it, but Asmodie is still getting the brunt of this damage put on.
Who goes for the wake up, gravity cancel, and like Kylar Alice not able to catch Asmodie there. Down sig.
Down light to cover the recovery onto the map. Another down 6 going to push Kylar to the left once again. Asmodie is holding onto this map. Kylar does fight his way back on. Now he's just looking to add on some damage, but Asmodie keeps retaliating. More down light sending far away Kylar. Ooh. That was a really good option there. Side air is going to send Kylar to the far right, and Asmodie's looking for this KO now with the bow.
Just gets a recovery. Doesn't even launch Asmodie very far. Kylar Alice is struggling here.
And you can see how far these bow end lights are sending.
Oh, man, the damage definitely in favor of Asmodie. The weapon advantage in favor of Asmodie as well.
Such
Kylar,
well stage control.
He gets the Katars. Oh, beat it out.
Both players just looking for a signature to KO here. You can see they're both hunting for it. Down light recovery, not going to connect. Down light, but doesn't get the follow-up.
Oh, Asmodie gonna 3-0.
Now we go back to that stock inefficiency with high damage once again. That was a very scary last stock there. As you can see, the down stick barely catching Kylar on that landing at the very end there. Very impressive stuff from Asmodie, though. And this Moonin, it's showing some work. The signature kit's being used extensively. I really like all of the options we're seeing come out with the GC side stick back to map, all of that good stuff. That's going to put her in grand finals, though.
Yeah, Asmodie looking strong. Yes, winners finals. That's definitely an interesting one because I think, again, Kylar Alice scouted out. Of course, he knows the region was like, Asmodie has to be at BCX. But now Kylar Alice is down in the elimination side of the bracket. If